We're live.
Start the meeting, we'll start with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joe, present. Dale.
Here.
Yes, sorry. Yep. Arlene,
Yes.
Jackie, present. Any additions to our agenda? None, but confirm.
We have, well, are you gonna cover Almond Drive down here? Yes. And yeah, I wanna add under unfinished business G, or B, AED machines, plural.
Anything else?
Yes, under the treasurer's report, could we put number B, because we've gotten our bond money? So I'd just like to kind of go over that.
Anything else? Looking for motions to accept the amended agenda.
I'll make that motion.
George made a motion, do I have a second? Larry seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Any corrections to the minutes from last month? None, looking for motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
Arnie made that, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Joel seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Treasurer's report, Arlene?
All right, so as you can see, the treasurer's report looks a little different this month than it usually does. And that's because my computer decided to die. It completely dead, DOA. I came in here the other day and absolutely wouldn't power up, no way, no how. So I had my computer guru at work look at it, and he tried a couple of things, and he said there's absolutely no power in the computer. So today I went to Digital Magic in St. Cloud, and I took it in, and they also confirmed that there is absolutely no power in it. So they are going to see if they can at least get the data off of the computer for me. So what I did is I kind of manually did the top part of the report, but I can't put anything into CTAS because I have no CTAS right now. So what I did is I took the money that, or the reported balance from last meeting of $246,417.40. We earned a dividend of $52.48. Checks at our last meeting totaled $52,361.97. Electronic transfers totaled $138.56. We earned, or we had a deposit from Todd County of $227,193.34 for a balance of $421,162.69. And then today I also went over to the credit union. We received our bond money. And as you know, the bond was $1,015,000. Well, after they took out the amount for the municipal advisor of $16,850, amount to bond counsel of $5,400, amount to MRWA of $1,350, we received a check for $991,400. So I brought it into the credit union and I said, I don't want to put this right into checking. I want to earn us a little bit of money on it if we can, at least for a little while. So we opened up a second money market within our account for Birchdale, and it's called Money Market Roads. So we can use that if we ever have any other road projects that we want to set money aside in. So that money is in there right now, and what we'll do is we will transfer as we receive bills for the project. We'll transfer money from that into our checking, write it out. We'll have a separate account within CTAS, which we already have, that we'll put that money into. So we'll be able to easily track what's, the ins and outs of that money going in and out. So, that isn't reflected on here because at the time I prepared this, the money wasn't in, the credit union yet, so. Next month, we'll see that big, amount showing up as a separate line item, within money market rules. So that's what we've got.
That computer, was that a personal township, right?
Yeah, that was a township computer,
That was
yes.
only a couple years old.
Yes, it is. It's got a warranty on it yet of 8 months and 4 days. So, I'm hoping that they can get the information off of it. Then I'll put that information and I'll install CTAS on my old PC that I have that I used to use here. And I'll limp along on that until we can either get this one repaired or get a different one. According to Eddie, the guy that at work, I may have to send that computer back in to Hewlett Packard, which they will send a box to me. I will send it back to them. I don't know what they'll do, but it is still under warranty, so hopefully they'll be able to do something, but it's not gonna be a quick turnaround thing.
So what are you gonna do with CCAS and just let that go until whenever?
No, I wanna get that on, I need to get that on another computer.
Right, but your own computer?
Yeah, I'll have to put it on my computer. And I had it on my computer, I just took it off 2 months ago. Cause I'm like, well, no reason to have that on there anymore, I'm not using it, and
That'll be true.
isn't that crazy?
Didn't we talk at one point about the township buying a backup either for you or for Jackie?
I don't think we ever did, no.
Should we talk about buying a backup for either you or Jackie?
Might not be a bad idea, cause we both now have had this happen.
Yeah.
And this is just, I mean, this is truly weird, because I don't travel my PC around. You know, I pretty much leave it here, and I was just shocked when I came in and was like, okay, and turn it on and get this, and it's like, what the heck is going on now?
Well, the only advantage of having one is an automatic transfer, right, of information, but
That would be a backup. Yeah,
so what your request is like,
just to have another computer, so it wouldn't solve the information being on the computer that they have to take off and put on a hard drive, but it does solve Marlene having to use her personal PC, which isn't a big thing, but at the same time, laptops are $300. We spend a lot more money on other things for insurance.
I was just trying to figure out, yeah, what you're about, okay.
Yeah, right now, I'm not thinking that's that big of a deal, really. I think what's more of a big deal is that Jackie and I have a procedure put in place for having backups available. Because even now, I wouldn't be fretting so much if I could just say, oh, well, no problem, I'll just take my little thing and I'll go put it on my computer at home, but it's like, I do my backups. When it says, do you want a backup? Yeah, I want a backup, but it backs up on the damn machine. It
Yeah.
doesn't back up on a jump drive.
Yeah, I mean, backups that once a month you came here and just backed up wouldn't be a bad idea.
Right.
Two aren't very expensive.
Right,
And I don't know, I mean,
Yeah.
the reality is if it didn't fail now, it can probably fail in about 9 months because your warranty would come up. And that's
right.
built-in product obsolescence, so to me, it's just a perpetual thing that we'll have to manage.
It might be a good thing for the, source code grant, boost grant,
Right,
because that's only 2,000 and those are coming out in another week or two.
that would be something I
Yeah,
would feel comfortable doing that, but
Because
just not money from the township, no.
it's a small grant.
So, that's what we've got. So, I don't have a reconciliation. Our money market, I don't have that right either. We'll have a better one next month, I promise you guys. So when I do get this, when I do get CTAS up and running, I will redo the June, and then I'll also have July. So next month, you should expect 2 of them that will have, both of them reflecting the correct months. But I can tell you that the checkbook part on the top, I am confident that that information is correct.
for motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have one question before we do? I was just looking it up. So, Marlene, what was the total dollar amount that you said,
For the check we received,
for the bond
$991,400
after expenses?
after the expenses, correct?
Were those expenses to write them?
They took them directly out of the check.
Yeah, but that money was for processing the loan.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And Jason from DDA is here tonight.
I was just gonna ask, you had the spreadsheet for us, and I was just trying to pull it up, that broke down those fees. But that was on the principal of the 1,000,000.
150, yeah, that 150.
That we bonded for,
Yeah.
15,000.
They're all part of the Minnesota Rural Water application fee, so.
Okay, that, just confirming, okay, thank you.
So looking for motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Joe made the motion, Dale seconded, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carried. We covered item B already.
Yes.
Bills.
So I have a question on the field, so Clara won't be able to do it anymore, or we can look for, we'll need to look for somebody new, or any feelers out there who can do it.
Open to suggestions.
Because Clara would come maybe quarterly or
Yeah.
every 3 months and come through and vacuum and dust and everything. So I guess if anybody knows somebody who would be willing to come and clean the town hall, it would be great. But we could,
Well, she has,
No, she lives in Browerville now, and she's a big girl, she's got a big job.
she's got a real job.
She's got a real job, she's a senior in college. She's in good health.
We had,
Heather, was your hand up?
no, mine was not, Eric's was.
Well, Eric, that'd be a great job for you.
Pay is, I don't know if they mentioned that.
I'm sure it's really good. Community service.
And maybe Miley in between you and I until we get somebody.
No, okay.
Yeah,
We'll
I try to
find
run the
someone.
vacuum every so often,
Yeah.
we can kind of.
Nancy could and the grandkids.
There you go.
Does she know that?
Surprise.
Yeah.
So what'd you say, it's like 3 times, 4 times a year?
I think it should be every other month.
Whatever was your, thought of doing.
I think it should be every other month, because there's always bugs, there's always bugs.
Mhm.
Speaking of bugs, I think this fall we should sit there and spray that.
I think
You
so.
got that guy that you have, he does a nice job of it.
Yep.
Thought that mine fall out over here.
I think that's a great
That was
idea,
last year.
Yeah,
They really
yeah,
would.
it's just, it's, yeah, good idea.
because we still have them.
No, behind. You wanna talk to her, Dale?
I would say pencil or,
Okay.
our anniversary was just 2 days ago, so I'm good for a year. You think.
She'll be so glad to know that.
Maybe wait till next week to tell her.
After the holiday, probably.
Yeah.
Well, she just had her appendix removed.
That message?
Yeah.
At the end of the first year. You can send past you leaving.
Yeah, I'm gonna send her. Can you come tomorrow and clean?
Yeah.
And I got you done.
Congratulations, bring some Windex with you.
Yeah.
There's been people catching some walleyes and some crap. Yeah, you know, that means yesterday or Saturday.
What, that's when you up there?
It was, I swear to God, it was 50, 60 miles. And they blew just some huge fog. Both loosened it and it went into their bay access and really shut down the access. And I guess somebody went off there with like wetsuit and water. And last night, Rock Bear put some out on Facebook. I saw that. They all floated in and got their docks all fogged in. So.
Push it out again.
Get the DNRs to be involved. Yeah, that was strange. You know, 100 yards, the branches, the twigs, the ants, everything over there, and then you just set across the streets. I told my wife about it, she was surprised.
It's all,
That's what I told her, is the cables.
we had help.
There were some branches, some trees on the ground, and ant ground too. This year.
For a motion to approve the bills,
I'll make that motion.
Dale made a motion, have a second.
No, second.
Arnie second, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carried. President comments?
Shall we come to?
I don't know if you gentlemen are aware of the fact that on January 19th, this last January, my house burned down. I live on Long Lake on the very south end. It's a farm. And I've been kind of debating to try to rebuild or move out. Well, the wife and I have decided that we would like to rebuild, but we'd like a patio home. But the patio home will not have a basement, so I need a little bit bigger house. I need, basically, the house that we had was 28 by 44 with a 10-foot deck. The DNR come out and they measured where they thought, whatever they call it, the high water table was for whatever you want. Yeah, what they figured it was. And from there to a fence that runs there that is not necessarily there anymore, need to be, but it was 56 feet. And from that fence to the house is 26 feet. And the time I built the house in 1980, I believe, or 81,
80.
it was 100 feet from the lake shore proper water line. And now it's 150 feet. So I'm only, if I remove the deck, because I don't want the deck on the house that I'm gonna build, so I'm going to go, would like to go from where the foundation is back. So I'm gonna gain another 10 feet there, so now I'm at 92 feet away from their water height. So I would like to get a variation to do that, and the new house would be 34 by 46. I can give you this print, there's a lot of other buildings that restrict my fact that I can't. I had to draw this up for the county. You guys been through this before, I've never been through this before, but anyway.
It's a chore, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, the house, the middle of the whole house is gone, so it's a complete total loss. When I got done at the end of the day, I had my military uniform because I do honor guard, and I was doing a military funeral when my house was burning down. And my wife was at church doing clothing. So we were both doing voluntary work, and we lost our house. This is the blueprint of the house that we kind of would like to build. So it's 34 by 46, and I need just a little bit bigger so that I can make all my doors 36. I'm damn near 80 years old. So I need to allow for future stuff, and I need a bigger, I need like a utility room to put stuff in, so I can have room.
Little storage, extra storage.
So the lake is now, I'm not sure I understood. Now it's 150 feet away.
Yeah, that's what the guy from Long Prairie and
That's how far they want you to build
That's
away.
right.
So he's asking,
Variation.
Now you're about 92 feet.
92 feet.
yes,
If I go from where the foundation for the house, I want to just knock the house in and then backfill it and put it right basically over the top. And then go down, move, like on the south side would stay the same, but the north side would be 6 feet wider. And then the deck would be put on the west side of the house. So I would be actually moving away from the lake by 10 feet.
Did they change the high water mark since the lake went up quite a bit?
Also, the water at the lake has gone up. When I was a kid, you can see on the map where there's that point coming up. When I was a kid, you could not get a boat through that. He probably knows. His dad lived a short distance away. You couldn't get a boat
So
through
I
there.
suppose that from years ago, that high water mark changed quite a bit.
Well, yeah, it has. Like I say, when I built the house originally in '80, it was 100 feet. Now it's 150 feet.
Cause they wanted, cause they're expecting the lake to rise more, so.
Well, I think it's got something to do with the classification of the
Yes.
lake now. They changed
Yes.
area classification.
it's the classification of the lake area.
Classified as something different.
You said you're gonna put your foundation, your house into, are they gonna allow you to do that?
The gentleman said that was my best choice, is to try to put it right back over the top. Just knock some of the stuff down, then fill it. He's got a packer, I talked to Elgins. I've got some of the stuff kind of lined up, but
Is the county know you're doing that?
Yep.
Okay. I'm okay with it, but I just, we've seen in other situations, they wouldn't allow that, they make you all clean it, but if you prosper, you're doing it where you're supposed to.
So what are they gonna do with the lake level? Are they
I
gonna,
have no idea. They have had somebody from the south.
River water.
Yeah, they came out and did some surveying, and I told the gentleman when he came out to do it, I said, there's, from that lake level, where the water is right now, to the road that runs east and west on my driveway, I said, I told him, I said, if you're gonna pump that, take it down 10 feet, you're gonna have to put a pipe in the ground 30 feet, because it's 20 feet from there to the lake. Well, when the surveyor got done, he told me I was 1 foot off, it was 19. So,
well, I know that once they had money from the DNR and they were going to put culverts and run underground to Sauk Lake.
yeah, no, that fell through, and something fell through there, so then how the latest one I heard was there was a gravel pit on the north side of the road, and on 110th Street, they were trying to get it pumped into there. But that hole is not big enough on that gravel pit to drop that. That lake ain't that big, but it ain't that small either. And you take 100 gallons, couple 100 gallons of water out of there, it ain't gonna change much.
So, any questions on this from the board? No. Concerns? We have to do it by motion?
You can,
And then you have to be a form.
he has a form.
Yeah,
We have to have you somebody sign that. Let them know that I did what I was supposed to do.
We can do it in consensus if I put in the minutes.
Go, go with that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I'll need to sign your form. Just like to hear the results.
When I turned all of that in, yeah, I couldn't fill that part in.
I get kicked off the jury this morning. Well, it was, they went for 6 people to 5. And his name, Rick Johnson, is up here for the summer. So I will be probably not on board until he moves back on for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Good
luck.
luck, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I can't have any worse than what I've been having.
Don't say that.
don't say that, Father.
Township road report, Joe. Yeah, well, there's a lot of update on, it's been, my hours last quarter, it's been busy. So next year, obviously to talk through some of the updates on Walcott. Overall, I think it was a success. We're not done yet. We still have micro sealing to do. We still have the striping to do. Mailboxes are done. Couple little bumps along the way, but Nick and his team and has been leading it well. And I'll say by the lack of response from many of the residents, it's been good. I've had quite a few calls by a lot of them, but I think it's been quiet last week. So that's maybe a good sign. We still have some more work to do, and Nick's gonna talk about that. So yeah, I guess at that point, I'll turn it over to you.
Did we get the driveway issue resolved?
Nick will speak about that. You have a plan, though? Yes.
Yes, we do have a plan. This is what
Maybe just to give a little bit of context before Nick jumps in about the driveways. So it's not something that we built into our plan formally. When the county does county roads, they will go up to the edge of the right of way. That was not something we built into this plan. As Nick said, if we had and just set it for every residential went out to the edge of the right of way, it would have added project costs of about $200,000 for the number of driveways that are on the road. Cement driveways, for everyone's reference, the road was actually milled down to transition the road to the cement driveway, so there wasn't a step down of asphalt. That was a conscious decision, but we didn't do that on all the other roads or other driveways, excuse me, because it comes at the expense of structural integrity for the road. So try to strike a balance, at least that's what we have done in our plan, and there were a few outliers. Anyway, I'll stop leading in for you.
Well, that's perfect. So kind of the goal with the bituminous driveways was to, they're never gonna match perfect. Even if you go all the way back to the right of way, sometimes some of the driveways you're chasing some pretty steep grades already, so they're only gonna be so good. So the goal that we were shooting for with the design was to ensure that they were all not exceeding a 15% of grade difference, which is the point when vehicles will start to scrape and drag. So if you look at what we did was, some of them ended up steep, so what we did was we went through and measured all the driveways, measured the slopes on all the bituminous driveways, the slope of the road, the new slope that we paved, and the slope of the existing driveway, just to analyze how that all ended up fitting together. And so the report that I handed out is a summary of those measurements and also the results. And then also included on there where there was some, from some of the residents' concerns that were reported shortly after they were paved, that they were not very excited about the steepness, so.
There were, there were 9 people that called quite loudly about it while they were still finishing the paving or shortly thereafter. And some of them approached Nick while he was out there, others approached or called me, sent emails asking for something to be done. So because we didn't have a formal spec, and being with Nick, kind of asked, well, let's go out and do an assessment to see how many of the people that called versus those that just looked off. We had some benchmark so that we could have it above or below that to know if it's appropriate, which is this analysis and report that he came up with.
Good. And so just to give a little background information before we get into the meat and potatoes of the report, I included some graphics that show the slope analysis. So the first one is just a car on a slope. So if you look at just the slope, it doesn't matter how steep it is, it really, that part of it, although it can be a factor for other things, as far as ground clearance is not a factor. However, once you have 2 grades that come together, if you go to the next profile view, grade break with that break difference. So there's a sag curve, a sag. 2 come together, the tendency is for the vehicle to either drag the rear bumper or to scoop with the front end and catch. And then the last display is the other crest grade break. And again, 15% algebraic difference is what typically will indicate that the vehicle is going to. Now that's based on a vehicle with 6 inches of clearance and a 9.75 wheelbase. So it's pretty low, like a very low riding car. Most cars are higher than that, but there's some. Woodside actually has a Malibu, and that's about the 6. So I did use that when I knew which vehicle to grab when I was doing the assessment. And there is one that does drag. I knew that it would, but I still didn't verify that, so it did. And so there weren't too many. During construction, they accelerated the schedule, so that led to some of these misses that we had. When they said they indicated that they were going to do the grading, and then what was it, a day or 2 days later, when they indicated, well, we're gonna bring the paver in, we're gonna pave right behind the grading crew. So I made that condensed accelerated schedule made it difficult to stay ahead of making driveway adjustments. However, the contractor was aware that we needed to make some adjustments on the initial measurements that were made. So he said, hey, can we adjust the driveways as needed? And I said, yes, please do that. We work together to try and catch them all so that we don't end up with any too steep. Some didn't get adjusted well. And so that's what this analysis was about, to try and weed out which ones have that algebraic difference greater than 15%.
Kind of, sorry if I interrupt, there's kind of three things going on. The first is, it can't be two places at the same time. Second, maybe there's four things. Second was appropriately gave discretion to the contractor, but they were just moving through quickly. The third was not every driveway met the road perfectly level. Some of them already came up at an angle, either based on the topography or the fact that the driveway was lower, and the gravel washed away, and it just never added gravel. So we're already working at a deficit in those instances. And the last piece, which is a realistic concern for really everybody on the lake, Nick's examples all illustrate a car, and what the touch points are if you're driving a car. But the other factors that he alluded to earlier were trailers. And nearly everybody on the lake has a trailer because they have a boat. So it is a little bit of a fuel to the fire because, of course, they looked at it and said, well, this is low. Let me try it out with my trailer. Here's a picture of me with my tape measure, how close it is to the road. So those four factors altogether is kind of what has escalated to this. And I'll say, I think some of the residents, whether it be their driveways or other things, it was just change was what they were reticent to, even though it was a new road they asked for, but others had a very legitimate complaint. And I would equally be as frustrated if I was standing there and I looked down to my right and everybody had 4.5 or 5 feet of slope. And earlier to my left did, and I got 4.5. And it was steep, and my trailer was going to run off. Why would this one be different? So that's kind of what we asked him to go through and just measure it, come up with some standard, such as this, and I'll put back with what your recommendations are.
And so, it really, it's just identifies the ones that don't meet that algebraic difference, and then it's also a list of those that have a concern, and then the overlap of that would be, so there was 7 of them that are outside of that algebraic difference of the 68 or 69 continuous driveways that are out there. 7 of them fit into that category. And then of the 7, the overlap was 3 of them that had called and indicated concern also exceeded the algebraic difference. The other 6 did not. So that's so that's where we're at. So it'd be 13 total if we get the contractor to correct them. And the corrective action would be just to mill each edge down 1.5 inches and then go back further and mill again, and then repave that slope so it doesn't exceed the 15% algebraic difference. And as far as I know, Central hasn't said that they would not do that. We'd asked them for some pricing on some other work, so I think what they would probably prefer to do is when they come to do the other township work that is requesting a price on, then they would correct the driveways at that.
So basically what he's saying, of 68 driveways, we've heard from 9 upset residents, of which 3 of them met the definition of being out of spec. The others did not, but they were unhappy with their driveway. And what he's recommending is either if we're gonna just repair the driveways that were out of spec, i.e. 7, or those and the ones of the residents that were displeased, which were total 13. And your rough estimate, very rough estimate, is about $5,000 a driveway.
Well, that was for record total.
Total?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, we saved a bunch of money to my misunderstanding.
Yeah, so that.
All right, that's great.
Yeah, and I think that's using the bid prices, we'd ask them to honor the bid prices for the mix and milling.
Okay.
If they do that, then that's the price would be approximate. I mean, it was a pretty big sway, but.
Is that on 7 or 13?
That's on the 13th.
Are the ones that aren't on that, are they bad or are they, I mean, do we have people complaining to complain or are they legitimate? When you look at it,
I think a couple of them are legitimate. I think a couple of them are, well, they got more than what I got and I just don't like it. But the reality is we're managing perception a little bit. And we're managing expectation a little bit.
for $5,000 in any point.
I'll be honest, I've been taking a lot of calls and a lot of frustration, not just about this, but mailboxes. It's been very heated. To the point where it's not my money, it's all our money, but I was willing to spend 5 times 13 just to not have to deal with it. So that's where I was at. So I'm okay spending 5.
And I had numerous people compliment, so.
In my professional world, if you don't hear anything, that means it's good news. And so I take it as, of the 9 phone calls I had about this, there were 59 people that were happy, so. Okay. I know, Jeff, you're a resident on the road. What do you hear? Not just about the road, but I guess driveways.
Most of them are happy with the road. Like you said, there's some that aren't happy with the driveways.
Yeah.
One other item,
Mine's got a little slope to it, but that's not that bad. It's terrible, I try to just cut it out and do it myself.
Yeah.
People.
We certainly wouldn't discourage you from doing that. Sorry, Nick, you were gonna say something else.
and then the other issue that you've probably been getting some complaints about would be the gravel in some areas. The outside slope of the gravel section was way too steep. And when it's too steep, it just sloughs. Before the shouldering machine got going, I indicated like, hey, you guys are gonna have to keep an eye on how wide that section is, because if it gets too steep, it's not gonna hold up. And so I did tell them they'd have to tuck it in if there wasn't any flat area for the shoulder to rest on, because that's what happens. And so in some areas, they got it like a little bit too far, and it moved. But that's not surprising that it's too steep like that, that's just what happens. They did try and roll that edge, and in a lot of areas that worked really well, but in some areas it didn't work at all. So I guess, I do have a request in for them to take a look at that and come up with a corrective action for those areas where it has already removed. So, but they haven't gotten back to me as to how they want it to tackle it, but they will have to tackle it.
And even before the phone call started about it, Nick and I were out there talking about it. It is a problem. I mean, it's a problem on our corner where it's washing out. It's a problem not on every stretch of the road, but in some parts where it is a problem, it's a real problem. And something that I would say they have to address. And then, of course, there's the resident comments about it. Because the problem was they were putting it down while it was raining out. Or they put it down and then it rained an hour later. And we've been getting rains where you get a quarter of an inch in 10 minutes. As class 5, Earth can tell you, class 5, you put it down and it's soupy until it sets up. Well, when it's not even setting up, it's just gonna wash out the ditch. And so we were fighting that. And it seemed like they couldn't get out of their own way every time they put it down and another rainstorm came through. It's just poor circumstance, but it does need to be resolved.
Yeah. So I'll keep back on some kind of corrective action.
Maybe while you're standing, kind of segues then remediation of these driveways into the other projects, and there you were asking about down here. So way back, we sent Nick a map of all the spots that Arnie and I looked at that wanted patches or fixes, the paving down here being one of them. We had, in the pre-meeting, we notified them of those. Nick had a map. I don't think it was given to him at the time. We just discussed the spots and what was going to happen. And you've been in touch with them about it, and you sent an email to Central Specialties. They were working on pricing for us. Now we know what the patching price would be based on the bid, but patching based on going to a location and doing it is yet to be determined, and they're figuring that out. But last time we talked, you were thinking sometime in the next 6 weeks, they would get to the rest of the paving. So it's still accurate.
I would think so. I don't know, kind of depends on, I'll have to get it to publisher and see what she says. She never gave me an updated schedule on either the seal coating or the striping or the repair, or any of the repair work. I keep asking her. I, gentle prodding, like I don't call her every day, but definitely once a week, we'll have a little email that goes out and, hey, any updates? At least.
We did get one patch fixed, and it
Oh, yeah.
was strong arm, and that one was out there, but the others still remain. So the 251st would be the big one, the large apron that we're doing there. The prep work's all done, it just needs to be technically paved. Down here, the two down here on Ambassador, are the potholes, I'm forgetting one. Oh, it's, Bluegill.
I was just curious, did any of the residents along there that had gravel tar? Or is that still gonna be coming in?
Central doesn't do driveways, but I think a lot of people have already reached out and gotten quotes from the other contractors.
Or the biggest complaint on the mailboxes, so that all
Didn't want a mailbox, wanted the mailbox moved, didn't know they were getting a mailbox. Didn't want it, but then did want it. It's too high, it's too close to the road, it's too far away. I have heard positive from the postal delivery system, they were very pleased with it. And I'm not being flippant, she was very pleased. Some had statues that were their mailbox. And they-
Tuppy smiling.
Oh, yeah, no, Nick and I were out there looking at the driveways, and Jackie coordinated one of the residents vocal about their driveway, and then took the opportunity to remind us about the mailbox while we were there, and sent us another letter about it. We left that one. But, yeah. So the recommendation, and what I gave Nick when we were on site was, just because there is a swing-away mailbox here already, doesn't mean we're not gonna replace it. Look at it and evaluate it against the spec. If it's too close, if it's too far away, if the post or the swing-away is not per spec in some way, move it. If it is per spec and it fits the same mailbox post, everything about it is the same, then leave it. And I think there was a handful that were left. There was some that looked like a mailbox post, but then they were hung into the ground with just a piece of angle iron and were leaning over time. So I'm really happy with it because I think we got a very consistent result across the road. And it should make Tuffy's work really good.
You get a discount on plowing then?
Well, yeah, sure, same
But residents get a discount on not having to replace their mailboxes.
At this point, then we're looking to approve the repairs, is that where we're at this point, or we?
We've already approved the repairs, we just need Central to get back to us and give us a timeline and kind of Nick to stay on them to get it done.
Okay.
And I can give you the number of driveways.
Yeah, number of driveways, so yeah, I guess we could approve the number of driveways tonight, that's what that makes sense.
Yeah, I would say you might want to approve spending the additional 5,000 for the driveways, because it's over and above.
Yeah, well, it just be overrun on project costs, which is intended.
Overrun?
There's an
Okay.
over under for all of our items. So we have 15% contingency on the project, so I don't know that you need to formally approve that,
okay.
it's just a project change. So it's up to you, if you want to approve it, you sure can, but I don't think that's necessary.
Just because not, if we don't, and it makes sense that if we're within the specs of the project, then we should be good.
As a for example, I think there was, our count on the mailbox was heavy, so we didn't use the main mailboxes at all for us, that's going to be out of budget.
Yeah, heavy because we didn't replace some of them, I have to move them. Good. Good. So, yeah, I guess I'll keep everybody informed as far as hyper sealing and striping.
You can do it as soon as I know.
Do they have a time frame on that?
She didn't, striking.
sometime in the next 6 weeks.
Okay.
Um,
I'm cautiously optimistic about that.
Okay.
If it happens this calendar year at this point, I'll be pleased.
Alicia said that the subcontractors have been put on this, so, the,
Well, you would have to do the sequel at a time before we start it anyway, so, yeah.
One begets the other.
Yep.
so the central won't be doing that work specifically, it's one of those two specific items are their subcontractors. So what she did is she put them on notice and said, hey, I need a schedule from you for when you can come and do it, and they haven't provided her a schedule, so she can't provide me a schedule, so she doesn't know how to be there either. So she's chasing them while I'm chasing her. But I'll keep pressure on, because I wanna know in advance too, because we'll wanna be out there when we get started.
Right.
And make sure that we're all on the same page.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on that one? We'll move on. Item B, thank you.
I guess I'll say maybe if there aren't other questions for me. I'll stay.
Okay, I'll take my director and bill.
Okay.
She's getting hours.
Well, that's good. Yeah, all right. Well, thank you. Everybody needs a chauffeur.
Yep, that's right.
We can ask Nick if he can.
Reading what it's different than the movie.
Nick, do you handle the camping payment for itself, or does that need to go somewhere else?
We can mail it.
Yeah,
you
you
can
can.
mail it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, the other roads. So as I said earlier, the contractor started on 251st, although just the end, prepping for pavement. They then started replacing some culverts on Goosebridge Road, and they're currently sloping ditches. There's a little bit of jumping around at this point, but then they'll probably go to, last I heard is they'll probably go to 245th and the culverts and the ditching there. Before then going to back to 251st and then completing 251st, as you recall on the south end, how there are no ditches, so the water runs off on the private property and at points kind of goes uphill. So we're trying to excavate that out to get the ditch back into the road right of way for the water to flow. And some of that material that will be taken out of those ditches will be going to 245th where needed for to finish loose roofs. So if you saw dirt along loose roofs, that was actually all taken just from underneath the road. There was that much black dirt there before they put a base down before they asphalted on it. So the rest of it will go there and they'll kind of jump around. They started work they started 251st about 4 weeks ago, but then loose roofs they just started last week. So yeah, not much more of an update there other than kind of a work in progress. A little bit, 2 steps forward, 1 step back as they go. We had one culvert that they had to replace that we didn't plan on. It was actually one you're familiar with. It was rusted out pretty bad. They have one more to probably replace. They bid it as to replace it, but it sinks every fall when it freezes. They're gonna reset that. They had 2 other culverts that they're taking out, and because they're gonna have to replace those 2. One was too small, it was a 12-inch, and the other one is too short at the ends on it. It's at this point, given how rusty it is, it's probably just worth replacing. So as it's more of an update there, I guess, once they get into it. It is good, we'll obviously keep it, but
So it's kind of curious. I know we talked about throwing plastic and I've seen some of them are steel, yeah.
yeah, so they actually are recommending plastic for 2 of them. They're a little bit more money. I said, their biggest issue is with the steel. So like on the one spot where they had a drainage issue, they put a manhole in and they put a tile to it and it's butting up against an existing steel culvert. We opted not to replace that because it was so deep in the road. Problem is when you're putting the plastic to the steel keeps rusting out. And so you're constantly fighting the plastic to the steel. And so it'll roll out at some point and you're gonna have to bond it again and eventually it's gonna rust away and it'll have to be replaced. The ones you're seeing are the same situation and that's why they're recommending putting
plastic in those because the culvert's so bad, it needs to be replaced.
How do they determine gold, steel, or plastic? I thought plastic was the big ticket thing. I mean,
So, to be honest with you, the one that they did replace that's steel, I don't know why they did in steel.
mhm.
I was gone when they did that, they just said they're gonna replace it. Okay, if it's bad, if it needs to be replaced, then replace it. The others are plastic. We changed our policy for both. We say we can do one or the other. I don't have an issue as long as it's gray plastic, but not firm, looks like. I really don't have an issue, I kind of, I guess, defer to them. To me, we're replacing them because they're rusting out. They're also 35, 40 years old too, so
Sure.
they've lived their life.
Well, I was just kind of curious, and they have a rhyme or reason why they went back to steel on some of these.
I think in the one that was, they knew it was our preference. Okay, we can give them a different direction if we want.
No, I was just.
I think it was just because they thought it was our preference.
Oh,
And where they're recommending where it bonds to something plastic, and we're replacing it, then we'll go with plastic.
Makes sense.
Okay. It's, yeah, it is cheaper. Yeah. I mean, that is, to Greg's point, that is kind of the issue you have, the culverts for buying. There's one down here is a good example. New ones, they roll them in a spiral, and one end has got straight ends you can put an apron on, and if you have to cut it all, the other end is still a spiral, so you can't really do anything with it. Kind of gets, you put an apron on it, but you have to kind of climb it, but you can't put an extension on it if you need to, without some real finagling. I don't think they make firm goes that big, but, point is the plastic is just the same corrugation, you can add 10 feet, take it off, all that's fighting. So, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if we went that route, honestly.
I was just gonna remind the board, I was at the transfer station last month and the director there clarified again that if any township supervisor brings in items from road ditches, like old tires or garbage or metals, whatever, as long as you bring your township identification card, you can bring that to the transfer station in Browerville and they won't charge you. You'll identify yourself from the township as bringing in ditch debris and they'll just take that, so.
Any other questions on the roads? Moving on to item C.
Okay, we have some concerns with Ambassador Drive, and I talked to Eric for about an hour today on this. And apparently there is other issues in handling with things in the right of way from the road, 33 feet thing. I think Eric, this goes back a while ago, where I met with one of the residents out there and the meeting did not go well. So my take at that time was, well, he's got a ice house, I guess, it's got a DNR number on it. It's parked well within 32 feet. And he's going to leave it right where it is and that's it. But, he brought up Eric's situation with his shed. Well, you can have a shed by the lake, a boathouse type deal. But Eric's shed is too close to the road, but it has been grandfathered in. I mean, it's been there for years. Okay. So I don't think that's any kind of issue at all. The other one, the boat or the ice house, it's one of these deals that should be moved My thing at the time was, you know what, I'm gonna pick and choose my battles, and it's not worth it. But going back and looking into the township rule books, prohibited uses and activities. Town roads are protected by law because of their public nature, need to be promote safe public travel, blah, blah, blah. Statute makes it a misdemeanor to obstruct the road, place snow on the road, blah, blah, blah. Place a building or a structure within the right of way. So, you know, this is not me making stuff up. This is governing township. So, you know, should that be moved? Yes, it should be moved. Now, where you want to put it is entirely up to that individual. You know, my guess is that the fish house that's there, the ice house that's there, has not been moved since it was put there. My guess is that if you went inside and looked, you would find things inside of it, which legally and technically makes it a storage unit. So it's not just a fish house. Now, that's up to the individual. I personally still have a problem with it, but I am willing to go the other way if that's what everybody thinks. As far as on ambling with the storage trailers, I don't know anything about those. Are they there? Yeah, they're there. The county currently came out and looked at them and sent letters out. Right. Okay, which is something that I was not aware of until I talked to Eric today. So I have no knowledge with that at all. And I do know that the original stuff came up by somebody not involved with the township board. It was actually a lady that went to Todd County and brought all of this stuff up. So, I mean, you know, yeah, is it a township issue? Yeah, it is. I talked to the county about it. The county doesn't want to get involved because it's a township road. So, you know, it's one of these, is it worth doing something about?
So this all came to light from this one complaint, is that what?
Well, we've had 2 complaints now. And I believe that there have been more than that to the county. Now, I know there's been more than just to the county. So,
Is it, we looking at because somebody can't have this, or because of the looks, or is it just?
But I think the county's got an ordinance that these storage sheds can't be within 1,000 feet of the lake.
So we need to decipher if we're talking about the shipping containers or the storage shed.
right now,
by
we're
the
talking
lake.
about storage,
The shipping containers or the storage sheds?
not the shipping containers. We haven't made it that far.
Okay, that's why I want to make sure, because Arlene's talking about the shipping container.
So we're talking about a fish house.
We're talking about a fish house. That one was the last time it was moved.
No idea.
Nobody knows. It's just been sitting there. Is there stuff inside of it?
It could have been moved yesterday, I don't know.
Well, it's easy to go look and see where the grass is.
So it's in the road right away, is that what we're saying?
If you go down Ambassador and you turn on to Ambassador, it's a straight shot right into it. I mean, you can see it right there.
Boards, concerns, thoughts?
Have we consulted with our township attorney about this issue at all?
We have not.
Do you think that would probably be prudent?
It would be a good idea. You know, it would be a, go ahead.
Wasn't the township attorney consulted about this last time we were here for this last year?
No, I did not talk to him.
I thought Jackie had talked to the township attorney at that time. I'll pull up my emails, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure you had talked to
I have to look back.
Attorney Gilchrist at that time about this.
did we take any action? I have to look.
So there was nothing
We didn't
done,
take any.
everything was let go. Everyone just said, let it go.
Yeah.
But now, 12 months later, we're back into this
Yeah.
same thing.
It came up again. You got sucked into it because, when I was talking to the individual before, it was, well, look at Eric's. So did I suck you into it? No, your neighbor did. So,
I think it would be prudent to reach out to our attorney to see what, probably gonna say the same thing that's in it, but that's our, from my viewpoint, our first step.
I don't recall this before, but
well,
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
it didn't blow up until just recently.
Well, I went down there and somebody said, what's going on down the lake? So I went down there and they had a foundation dug all over by the road. So I went, got tape measure, I went to Eric's first and just back, let's see how close his was. I think yours 27, 28 feet from the center of the road, give or take a foot. So I went back the other one, it was like 22 or 23. So I didn't know they had a building to figure out, so I called Kevin up from the planning and zoning. He said, I don't know if they do or not. So I said, well, can you find out? Yeah. So it came out. Well, he said, you don't need he's got a permit. He said, you can put a patio down without, in the road right away. But you can't put a building. As long as he doesn't put a building on it, you're okay. But you can put a cement slab down in road right away. I didn't know that either. So,
Dale, thoughts?
I'd like to take a look at trying to visualize this so I can actually see it.
You turned on Ambassador and it's straight ahead.
Okay. Go ahead.
I got a question. Sorry, go ahead. Whatever.
Here's my question. Since all this started again, I've spent some time driving around the township. And there's violations all over. Are we gonna actively go out, or is this just
If
our
somebody,
road?
if somebody complains, yeah. We have not received any complaints outside of.
Outside of Ambassador Drive?
Exactly.
So someone is loving our road and pounding on us.
It's more than one person, and I told you that this afternoon.
I just,
Well, you're talking.
You kind of covered my question, because my question was, why is it one phone call or two phone calls and all of a sudden Ambassador's on the radar? Is that's all it takes, is they
If somebody makes a complaint and they complain to us or they complain to the county, then it has to be researched. It has to be
Right, so then,
addressed. Okay, and before, it was not addressed because I did not want to start a nuclear war, but apparently it's already happened.
right.
Okay, and my
question was,
my conversation with you at that time.
no, not me,
Not you?
No.
Okay, I apologize.
not my property,
I
no.
apologize, I apologize. My conversation with the person that has the one where you look right down the road did not go well. I would say, he is not a good person to deal with at all. I'll just leave it at that.
So that puts the microscope on the whole neighborhood then? Because my question is, you had a permit for this patio that's going up.
Right,
So why didn't you just stop right there then?
I don't know.
It should have, right?
sure.
Then it turns into,
That should have stopped right there because the patio was fine. There's
right,
no
then it turns
issue
into somebody
whatsoever
coming out
with
and
that.
now I'm getting investigated because I got a container on my property. Which has been there for 3
I
years.
have
Apparently I was
no-
supposed to just know this without being,
I have no idea how the containers got involved in anything. Okay, that is something that I have no knowledge. All I know is that there was a lady who started this way back when, and calling up the county, and the county getting us involved.
So do we have anybody that's addressed the township at this point on this issue? And somebody addressed you on this issue? Came to you? Okay.
Being about these containers. But these
The
containers,
containers, I don't know anything about the containers.
No, what we're talking about, this fish house, so somebody came, so now we have an issue.
Yep.
So I agree with Joe, let's look at it, this issue, okay?
That's fine.
So now where does this grandfather law come in?
It's, when was that put on? When you bought it?
Probably in the eighties. I mean, it was there when there was a shed there when Jim and
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane Imdick had the property.
Okay.
It was
My-
falling apart, so then Chris Ernst, that worked for Todd Shirley,
Okay, Chris.
he was out and we got a permit for our riprap in front, and I said, hey, what can I do with this? He said, you can fix the retaining wall, you can replace the shed.
Right.
So we took the garbage shed out, we put it back,
It's gotta be on the same footprint.
So right now, we have one issue. Consensus on the board is to talk to attorney on how we handle this one issue, is that where we're at? Okay, what's the next issue?
The containers, are you the one that bought
I'm next door to
Fiddler's
where
Place?
yes, Paul.
Has somebody complained about the containers to the township yet, to you?
In a roundabout way.
Yeah, according to Adam, who I talked to, there's been an ongoing complaint, which I just found out about yesterday when I got the letter in the mail.
Yeah.
So this complaint is all news to me too.
The question I have is, we have jurisdiction for the road right of way and violations of it. We don't have planning and zoning ordinance for shipping containers. I guess I'm wondering.
There is an ordinance for shipping containers.
I'm not saying that there isn't, I'm just saying that's not our jurisdiction.
that's not county.
So I'm wondering why it's germane to us to discuss
That was thrown into the conversation.
Okay.
You know,
So if it's a fine zone, it's not our concern. If you have a concern, if there's anything the township can do, then let us know.
I'd be more than happy to work with you on this thing and work with, planning and zoning or whatever. But like I said, and I told you that today, I had no knowledge of this and the letters and everything was just kind of out of the
So
clear.
what was the letter stating, can I ask, just?
I'm sorry.
They sent you a letter, what was the letter stating?
both of us got one, that says that our parcel is not in compliance because of ordinance, I don't remember the number, that shipping containers are only allowed on certain lot types, and because we're within 1,000 feet of the lake shore, we're in a lake shore district, and shipping containers aren't allowed in the lake shore district.
So that's a county deal, right?
It's not us.
My only question was, how did that township problem become a county problem that now I have to deal with? That's where my concern was.
And
I mean, if there's
It's not-
someone on that block that's
It's not,
making trouble, that's understandable, but that shouldn't be, microscope shouldn't go on everybody then. That's kind of how it
the
feels.
microscope is on everyone because of the complaints that were lodged with the county.
Because I called Kevin up, the guy from Mount Prairie, he came out, look, and then guess he got ahold of Steve. Said something about, guy at the end there.
And again, that's my question. Why was anybody called? He has a permit.
We didn't know that. And this, Kevin didn't even know, because I called Kevin up, he didn't even know he had a permit, so we said, I'll check. So he came out, well, I don't know if he has a permit or not, he had one last year about, you was gonna put some thing in. So then Kevin called me, said, yeah, you have a permit, I said, okay, good. So then he called Steve up, and him and Steve got all huffy, and then Steve called me up and really got huffy. I just hung up on him, I said, I'm not talking to you.
I can understand his frustration because it's costing him a lot of money for someone that's complaining on, is it someone on the block? Is it somebody on the lake? Is it somebody just drives by, doesn't like what they see?
The original complaint was was a lady that I believe was trying to buy Bouchard's field at that time and wanted to put a bunch of horses in there or something. Do you remember that?
Remember that,
I don't know.
That's what I was told.
and again, it's a county issue. If there's anything that we can do to help, let us know. Appreciate it. But at this point, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, the storage sheds, we will address. The containers are it's out of our hands.
Even the storage shed is out of our hands. But if it's in the road right away, yes, it's in our hands, but if it's a storage shed outside, that was. We have no, they are jurisdiction.
Wondering about, so we just authorized a variance tonight for setback from the lake shore, which we have zero jurisdiction, but we're at least notified.
Right.
What I'm wondering is, and this process has been going for 2 years, maybe 3, that they've notified us of permits. How, I don't recall anybody coming and saying that they were getting a permit to put a building or even a patio, having a building permit for a patio within the road right.
That's what I told you.
Yeah, so that's, to me, I understand how this may have spiraled out of control and why the county got involved, but it does seem, as the kids would say, sus, that the county would issue a permit for somebody to build a building in the road right of way for which they don't have jurisdiction that we do without us knowing about it.
Well, they don't have to have a permit to build a patio.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Kevin said he had one.
Okay, well, if
He's got a permit.
If they're building in the road right away, there's gotta be a permit or something.
Yeah, as far as him doing, that's something that I knew absolutely nothing about until.
To me, that's the part that we should investigate. We gave a, after the fact variance to a septic system that was on the edge of the right of way that had been put in 20 years prior last year on Alpine. So I'm not talking about shipping containers, and I'm not talking about building permits or anything that's out of jurisdiction. I'm just wondering, how is there a building with footings going in less than 33 feet from the center of the road?
There's no building or footings.
He had footings on. He
For
built
a cement slab?
No, he didn't put cement, he put pavers on.
But he put a footing down?
Yeah, he didn't put cement footings, he could dug down on the edge all the way down there. 6
Oh,
feet.
put sand in.
Sand, yeah, that's like all footings.
I mean, what it is a structure that impediments either water flow or safety. As Larry read, that's our jurisdiction.
Let's, at this point then, I agree with Joe, let's look into how this happens so that at least down the road, we at least get notified, so, because that is our concern.
Right.
Yes, sir?
So in my case, do I fall into grandfather or not?
In my opinion, yes.
Can you guys sign something for that so I can be done with this?
You know, on your boathouse or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that storage shed that's down there.
Is it, and it is in the road right away?
Yeah, it's been there for.
It's been there forever.
Well,
And because-
the history is that was a county road that was given to the township,
Right.
and of which had virtually zero right of way when it wasn't county roads.
Right.
I mean, essentially, whether there's something written or not, to me, we have no say over something that's been there
Yeah,
that predates us and the fact that it was a township road.
So I can appreciate that,
Yeah.
but every year we have elections and there's different people sitting at that table, or there could be. So I would love something from you guys saying your grandfather hit and your shed's okay.
I would be surprised if the county didn't already have something on it that's been reported.
But now it's your road right away, not the county's. Thank you, John.
Do you want me to check with Adam tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense either for building.
Well, I like that, if it is in a county record, then I certainly don't have any problem putting it into our record. That,
But the storage shed or the, what do you want to call it?
Containers?
Yeah, containers, that's.
yeah, we're not on about that, but anything going forward, that, like happening now, we need to be notified. So, yeah,
My suggestion would be maybe you guys and the county should talk to each other more about this, because when someone calls and makes a complaint, then everything is brought up.
Yeah,
And a lot of this stuff, like me, I've only been there 3 years, I didn't know that there was such a thing, you couldn't have a container. This is the third lake property I've had in Todd County, the first time I ever heard that.
And it's all goes to the same fact, is you get one person, that somebody's got something that they don't have, and now it's an issue.
Well, a lot of times too, you get 10 people in a room, you get 10 different answers, you know, because no one's had a problem with it until all of a sudden. I'm not blaming you, I was just concerned about how come this happened in the first place, because Steve had a permit, never should have been an issue, so.
see,
But
actually,
I appreciate you guys hearing us all.
Because
Did
Karen
he have a
said
permit
something.
for this? Did
What'd
he
you
have
say?
a permit for the storage units? I don't
No.
think he did.
No, he had a permit to put his patio
Yeah.
it would have been nice, you know, if they had the same deal here, they came to the township first, okay, we want to put a slab over here.
But then the county's gotta tell them that they gotta do that.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it's poor communication.
Thank you.
Thank you for the.
Thank you.
Eric, thanks. If you got any problems, questions, whatever, give me a yell.
Thanks, Larry.
Can I just clarify, I'm just double checking on this particular issue of Eric Peterson's item, or am I also checking with the attorney on something, or?
I was checking with Eric Peterson's existing building that predated it being a township road, if there's anything recorded,
Check with Adam on that.
Adam or the recorder's office. And there would also be the building permit for patio or some
Well,
structure.
he's got a permit for that.
Yeah, we want to find out why there's a permit, it's on our township road.
It's more that we weren't notified for something that's within our right of way.
Steve Ruder, right?
I don't know.
What's the last name?
I only saw him that one time.
Rueter. I
Okay,
don't know.
okay, Narrator.
The third action would be reaching out to Attorney Gilchrist about our rights and actions for enforcing the road right of way.
Right away, for having either storage or structures,
Anything within the road right of way that.
what recourse does the township have?
And best practices for notifying residents.
Like it's a big deal with these storage container, it's against the law. Why didn't county do something about it? You give them a letter a year ago and then you remove them.
Well,
Still sitting there.
you know, how come there's, 6 trailer houses in Trumanville over there for the last 40 years? I mean,
I know that the county, what do you call it, the big boys, they've bitched about that for years. And they tell them, send them letters to clean it up, they don't, so they add them to their taxes.
so what, just for my own, I'll ask the question after the meeting. I'm gonna ask about shipping containers, it has nothing to do with township business, but I just want to know what the ruling is.
And I don't want to talk about it anymore.
This-
Worthwhile, I mean, we had this issue come up, well, this came up last year, this time, it came up this year, we have it on occasion. Came up on Alcott a couple years ago about trees. And, another road that has a garden in it, I mean, I do hear their point, but we only take action when there's a complaint, but we should at least have some systematic approach about how we do it.
And these are the same guys that put the stakes 2 inches from the tar road, both sides of the road in winter time. Like Craig Brook, which is.
So I know that there have been complaints of
Soil that too.
soil and water that I've talked to people about. And what I got from them was, unless you make a formal complaint, let us know. There's nothing we can do. Once you make a formal complaint, and tell us about it, yes, we will take action. And that's what's happening.
Got everything you asked for? I mean,
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. See you later, Jeff. We'll talk.
More than
About what?
Finished business?
So, Jason from David Brown and Associates is here tonight, thank you, Jason. And he's here to talk about the additional loan that the board agreed to last month, the micro loan for the other road work that we're doing. And tonight he has all the documents for it. maybe he can give just an overview of the terms, but he would like to have us pass some resolutions and items tonight, and then after the meeting, Jim and Marlene and I will need to sign the loan documents again. So,
Thank you,
okay.
Jackie. Mr. Chair, members of the board, this is that piece, unfortunately, that we missed with the original bonding, and I believe it was from some culvert and some ditch work last fall, that I believe the town board wanted to use those funds just kind of domino it into other road projects and that stuff. So we chose to approve that original loan, which in hindsight was a good idea, because we have just a slightly lower interest rate. So if we would have delayed it, I know Mr. Ossenberg, if you had mentioned that, we delayed it, we one big loan. If we would have delayed it, we'd have about another 10, 11,000 in interest costs. And in this case, doing a secondary loan, it was about 5,000 in application fees. So in the long run, yes, it's inefficient, we had that second one, but in the long run, by doing the second loan, it was the right thing to do, we just pass that night and move forward. So what you have in front of you, Mr. Chair, members of the board, is just that supplemental borrowing, that secondary borrowing for those culvert and offers. Total bond, so 211,000, it's 4.5% interest rate. We structured it identical to the larger loan that Marlene referenced the bond proceeds from earlier. And that average levy is going to be about 28,000 for this borrowing. So again, it mirrors the original borrowing. I know at the beginning of the meeting we talked about some of the fees. Up in the left-hand corner, you'll see the itemized fees here. We did borrow some capitalized interest to make that first payment, so it gives you time to get your levy set, your budget, go through your budget process with your annual township meetings, get your levy set. So that capitalized interest is really there to make that first payment. Then after that, your levies will take over, or your budgeting will take over from there. So you can see the itemized fees roughly ends up being roughly about 5,500 for the total borrowing through the Minnesota Rural Waters program. So any questions on the structure, members of the board?
You do 10 years again, right?
Yeah, 10 years.
Match the other.
Yep.
Same schedule as the other, where we can only pay down faster after, what was it, 7 years?
Yep, 2033 is the call date, so yeah, so, since it's pretty much all levy based, it's one of those things that, yes, you'd like to prepay, but you'd have to increase your levies to try and prepay. If we had special assessments or something like that, we had some other revenues coming into this, we may have some concerns about that longer call date, but because it's levy based, 100% of it is, the likelihood that you raise your levy enough that would generate that payment and prepayment abilities. Plus, sounds like you want to use some of the capital for continued road maintenance and keep down on road maintenance. So the call date, in my mind, doesn't affect this borrowing as much because you're going to be rolling your capital as much as you can into other road improvements.
We're looking. Any more questions on the spreadsheet?
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. I have two actions for the board. Similar to the original borrowing, we have to publish. We have to tell the taxpayers we're borrowing these funds. There is a resolution that authorizes us to publish the intent. Our toxic papers are expecting it tomorrow. Jackie has a copy of that resolution, so I'd like to take that one with me if we could, just to get that publication done out of the way, so then we can close, so you can have the funds in early August to make some of the road payments. I believe Mr. Ossenberg said some of the payments for these road projects will be coming due in July.
So we need a motion to adopt this resolution, is that what we're looking at?
Yep, this is the one that says resolution determining, am I getting it right? Jason, resolution determining necessity to issue up to 211. Is that the right one, or extract minutes in the meeting?
Let's
Did I
see.
get that right? I've met this happened before, I don't like getting
Yes.
mixed up.
This is the publication.
This is publication
Yeah, that's the
one, okay.
publication one.
So we would need to have a motion and a second, and a second it says, and then a vote on adopting the resolution to publish, the fact that we're doing the borrowing.
Looking for that motion. I'll make that motion. Let's make a motion, do I have a second? Larry second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. And then there's a second one, right?
The second one is much longer, and it's documents that Jackie referenced in the opening that she'll be spinning after the sign. This is the resolution with the authorizing the issuance and delivery of the $211,000 bond. So this is what I like to call the award resolution. It's quite lengthy. Basically, this resolution pledges your full faith and credit of your taxes as a general obligation pledge of the township to me. So in a nutshell. Yeah.
Same resolution we did under the.
Very similar, yeah, very similar.
Just different amount.
Yep, yep.
I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
Just made that motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Arnie seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Pleasure to
Thank
work with
you.
you. Thanks for your confidence, trust. I apologize that we missed that culvert and runoff. But it worked out. I believe it worked out best for
So, the reason that we are here is that something the engineer missed, or did you guys do what we were applying for?
It was just miscommunication. My understanding, I last fall when we had this conversation, you had shared that you were doing some runoff work. I had anticipated when I got the bid information that would be part of the bid.
Okay.
And when the numbers came down, I just assumed those were in those numbers. And so I apologize, I missed it too and that stuff. And when we did the big bond, it was just based off the engineer's bid numbers and that stuff. So, next time I need to ask the question.
I didn't know the history either. I mean, he and Jackie sent emails out, I saw it and didn't really put two and two together until we were talking about it at the meeting. I missed it as well.
I wasn't trying to figure out, was it an engineering thing or was it? Thank you. You need to sign those documents,
So I'm just, right now, I'm getting the two that we need, that Jason needs. So, big one, is the big one, do you think is that in this packet that she would have given me?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
It should be. Otherwise, I can leave Jackie, I can leave my resolution here
Okay.
for you too.
Because here is, actually, I'm doing right now I'm doing Supervisor Bearshake, Carson's, Arns. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we need, it looks like my signature here. Okay, so then this one is complete. That's the
Perfect.
first one you did.
Yep.
Right, we
Yep.
did? Okay.
And then now
And
you,
this is the big one, huh?
that's the big one, and you can send that back to Freiberger.
Okay, that'll go to
Yeah,
Freiberg.
that'll go far. I just want this one for publication so I get it to the
So you
newspapers.
get it, okay, perfect. We'll work on this after the meeting.
Right.
That one didn't require any signature, it just required me to know who made the motion and the second and the unanimous vote and then my signature.
Thank you.
This one is probably needing, and
And
then there's this whole pack, you're not gonna get out here tonight without doing signature. I know, there's a whole pack, so we gotta do that.
We did that when we had the last one.
Same as the last one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Appreciate it again. Let me know if you've got any questions, Marlene, as
Thank
you
you.
work with the bond, so. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a wonderful 4th.
Yeah, you
You
too.
too, thank you.
Thanks for
Last
being
leg.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Home stretch. Yeah, we're getting there.
So we'll take care of that after.
Yeah.
We can take care of, we close the meeting and take care of it, or we want to do it before we close?
We can do it after, it's, not, because you already, that second motion you made.
Yep.
You basically were voting to approve that you were going into the home.
Yep.
And now this is for the law office and it's all the paperwork. for the
Okay.
home, So, yeah, so we
Okay.
can do that after.
Thank you. We'll take care of that tonight. Larry?
A&D machines.
Oh, okay. Has there been anything about doing, grants or anything?
So, okay, first of all, Operation Roundup, I realized I missed the current deadline, so I did get in for this deadline. The next one is an award in November. However, we should talk about applying for one of the Sourcewell grants. And one of them doesn't require match, but it's a lottery. One of them requires match and you automatically get it. So what I really need is, I still think I have that list, Larry, of all the expenses, but I might need it to be a little more thorough. Because the first one I applied for, Sourcewell said it wasn't.
Right, and then
It wasn't
I
thorough
thought,
enough.
didn't we redo it after that?
We couldn't, because the
Okay.
deadline had passed. But for these next ones, we should apply for all of them. And then, so that will probably come up at the next meeting, if that's okay.
But I think that this is something, I've felt strongly about this for the last, 2 years, whatever it's been. I would like to see us do something like fund it ourselves and then get the grants down the road, just so that we get them, we put them up. I mean, there was an incident I think we all are aware of that, only by the grace of God that it didn't happen in Birchdale Township, but would a AED machine have been useful? I can't answer that, but I think it's something that we should look into and do it soon. That's my opinion on it. You guys can state what you want and tell me I'm off the wall or whatever you want, but I feel even more strongly about it.
What I would do, probably for the July meeting anyway, is to come to the board with the list of the Sourcewell grants, because they're being released by July 15th. And there's been a couple different, in fact, the lady from Sourcewell wants to reach out and go through any township clerks and even the county. Here's the 4 or whatever grants that are opening up for the township. And I will bring those back to you all, because maybe there's other things, not just the AED machines, if that could be an option. But maybe there's other equipment, supplies, computers that we want to apply for, anything. So if you'd like, I can come back to the July meeting with a breakdown of the Sourcewell grants that we're eligible to apply for.
Come up with the exact list that she needs too for applying for those, and then we can look at that also. She could. So, I'm gonna move on to informational items.
Got shut down again.
Okay, so for informational items, we have a lot of assessment. We have Main Street title and closing for Josh and Nicole Einley at 11048 Alcott Drive. Then we have Stearns County abstract for Cedar Lake Road, and another one for 23591 Cedar Lake Road. Then we had a hometown abstract and title for Lawrence Wielenberg, County Road 2. And then we have the title team, 251st Avenue East, Sauk Center, and Aldrin Loop, Sauk Center. And then we finally had Steve Ball and Associates for 27691 Amber Drive. So I did respond to all of them that we do not have any assessments pending for. We did receive correspondence from Todd County Planning and Zoning. There will be a Board of Adjustment meeting scheduled for Thursday, July 2nd at 6 p.m. And there's no variances or conditional use permits for any residents, but they are discussing the county comprehensive plan and also proposing a moratorium on data centers at that meeting. Then we received correspondence from Todd County Public Works regarding the annual township road mileage certification. Last year, our mileage was listed at 30.952, and the county engineer is requesting us to report the total mileage again in the township. Do we feel our mileage has changed in any way since last year?
Well, we took over Aldrin Loop.
That's right.
Oh, that's great.
Aldrin, okay. Do we know approximately how many miles that we would be?
About a mile.
Yeah, I would say at tops it's a mile.
But at one time, I thought it was 3/4 mile when I took the.
Right,
I'll just,
yeah, it's 50.
3/4. I can buy that easy.
Okay,
So, 0.752.
so I should add 0.75 to the total mileage of 30.952.
So that is scientific as this gets.
I don't know how Lauren comes up with that.
Well, I mean,
We give him the mileage and then I think he kind of verifies.
that's what we got a gas tax on, isn't it?
It is, that's exactly
So
what
let's add 2
that
miles
is.
to that.
All
I mean, honestly.
All the loop is 12.5 miles long.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying to do anything on tour, but, yeah. Anyway, okay.
Well, I'll add,
No checks and balances. I'm good with whatever the most accurate number is.
and I'm not signing it, the chair has to sign.
Well, Jim, you live closest to it. You should. Does this come up under Medicare? You know, we can find-
I got a wheel, Jim, if you want to go measure it tomorrow.
When do we have to have this? Cause we should. You know, I got Joe's idea, let's go measure. We just took a guess. I'm sitting right here. We'll-
31.
It's,
I can put it in Google and it'll measure it for us.
what is it?
31.702.
He needs it by September 1st.
Well, he's got, we'll have it in a second.
We better do it right away then.
Give me a minute. Stare at me too while I'm doing it.
We are,
Can you feel it?
Any train cars come in?
I'm hoping Monday or Tuesday now.
What's the deal?
They've been running over 2 weeks behind.
No. Do we
The railroad, you know, you,
to wait for diesel fuel to go down? Are they electric locomotives that are running these or are they diesel ones?
the last set, this is my, well, before set, I ordered 3 at a time. The last set, they lost one car for a week. And usually they come 3 together.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, it got lost, so that, they lost that one for a week. And I was supposed to have these a couple weeks ago already. And I called him today again and he said, yeah.
Not another month and a half, they can tell them to keep them.
Well, as I said, I'm gonna start canceling because, you know,
Is that dust control product?
right.
Yeah, if we're gonna put it on the 1st of August, then why?
was gonna make.
Well, I got
it.
that
I mean, the
Dust control sequence
still
too.
working very good on 251st. You didn't put it on this year.
So,
I'm
Fucking deal. Did you ever hear anything more about County 99 being,
No.
Not even getting, it's not even getting dust control anymore, so.
yeah, I mean, that's, yeah.
Time to get out of there.
No,
Yeah, time to move.
we talked to Lauren.
spray it again?
No, the county put a moratorium on any dust control, any county gravel road, yeah. They're not doing any anymore.
When did they do that?
This spring.
Do you not pay attention at meetings?
great.
No, that's.
You're the head guy up there in Todd County, you know.
Wow.
Last year it was cut from
Last year.
I'm not
And I
saying,
knew that they weren't doing it, but I didn't know that there was a moratorium put on it that probably aren't.
Maybe I used the wrong verbiage, but they didn't pass it on the budget.
Well,
Can't do it.
use small words for me.
There's not large words in my vocabulary. Most of the time, so. We won't say there are 4 letter words.
Anything longer than a 4-letter word, forget it.
I'll just mention there was the last bit of correspondence. Auditor Treasurer's Office sent out the training schedule for judges and head election judges, and they're offering both in-person and virtual. So I will be working on reaching out to a pool of our prospective judges to get them signed up for training before the primary in August.
Jackie, did you ever have a form for if I wanted to go to Grego Township?
I don't have a form. I could put together, I could send you a copy of what, because you're thinking we would pattern off the maintenance agreement, kind of like those ones we have up on the bulletin board, right? I could send you a copy of one of those.
You trying to do?
Well, Grego Township, we wanna together, go down, Larry's will go down there, and get an agreement with them for cost sharing.
Just a formal memorandum.
Something in writing would be good.
Like we have something.
Get it in writing.
Yeah.
What, who does what, where, and how. That's a cover, right?
Yep.
Plowed
I'd suggest we do the same with Sauk Center Township too, one by Alcott. So we just paved the center of it because it had a hole in it. They're not gonna complain about it, but we have nothing with them to know who does which on which half.
I agree with Joe.
I should have kept my mouth shut and stuck with 3/4 of a mile. It says 0.6 miles for all removed.
I think that's so much cool.
Yeah, I would round up to 3/4.
Okay.
Okay, so 31.702.
Has there been any added engineering cost to this project, or is everything staying? Then they added anything for any of the stuff they're doing?
So like all of the analysis of every driveway, that's all I added. Yeah, I mean, they haven't, he's dealt with residents, but, I mean, it's not like they've had extra personnel or anything, it's just these little onesie twosie things.
But all should stay within that overage thing that he had in there, right?
Thereabouts, yeah. I mean, I'm not, part of the reason I thought that the driveways were, I misread the email, but everything that I talked to him about, he like portrays it in, it could be many thousands of dollars. And so it's hard to interpret, because I'm trying to read from him how much is it gonna cost for those other little paving projects, just so we have a rough idea. Is it
Yeah.
10 grand, is it 40 grand, is it 200? I have no idea.
Yeah, and now we're on the hook for what, we're gonna recoup our other costs on this, And our hands are tied.
Right. It's hard to get a read on what the prices are, and then, of course, every time I ask him that, he's gonna bill us for it.
I look at this project going, everything to do with this is to do with this. Why do we have to, I have this, problem from the beginning with engineers. It's like, there's no consequences for acts, just charge more. I mean, it's a $1 million project, which is a lot of money, but it's a small township road project. And can you not get the shit right the first time? That's frustrating to me. It's always the same. I don't care. When I sat on the board in Narrows, every time we did anything, it's like, add the cost.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
when does it end with that? I mean, we're a hands are tied, we can't do without it. But it seems like that every single time they do it, it's like, I just go back to the time when, I'm not college educated, but I went to the school of hard knocks. When I started business at 22, I made a mistake, it came out of my pocket. And I learned from that mistake. They make mistakes and just add it onto the bill.
Is that
I'm
something,
just frustrated with it.
is that something that needs to be added to the contract?
We can't, because you have to have an engineer to sit there.
It's the same everywhere you go, but that's why it's frustrating.
I don't disagree with you at all, Jim. Having been on 9/10 of the way through this process, having never paved a road before, I never want to do it again. But I don't have that choice unless thankfully we get voted off the board.
Thankfully.
I love all of you, but honestly,
The easier part's getting on, the hard part's getting off.
here with the project, but, and the handholding and the leading them to a decision when I would expect them to have all the answers, the driveways. This is why we pay you to think about these things. So tell us it's $200,000. Let us make that choice.
Right.
We would probably say, you're right, we don't want to spend it, but let us make that choice. Don't tell us afterward, oh, it would have been an extra 200, we were trying to go for cost savings. It's our money. Let us make the choice. Do we want to spend 6 million or do we want to spend 600,000? It's our choice to make, not yours.
Right.
And they took that away from us. That's the part that frustrates me, not just with it, but kind of every step of the way. Well, we decided, the grant was another perfect example.
Yeah.
Well, we never thought we'd do it, or that you'd get it. Well, forgive me, but sure, we got it, and now we can't use it because, well, you didn't build it into the plan. And it makes sense why they didn't afterward, but they knew we were applying for it throughout the whole process. So give us that information up front. We're not dumb people. We can figure it out. And we
Or
can
at
make
least
those
we'll look at the
decisions.
numbers so we can make a decision after the fact. Who's to say it would have been that much more?
Well, right.
But
But at the same time, when we look at doing this road, I don't want to do it without an engineer, because for 2 years, they took the brunt of it. They gave us defendability, like, well, they're the expert, they're the ones you gotta talk to. And I wouldn't want to do it, I wouldn't want to be out there any more than I have been, and I wouldn't want to try to take tickets or strong, you listen to him, he has zero leverage over Central Specialties right now. Yeah, we're holding the bag for 5%, and that's 50 grand, that's still not enough to motivate him to do anything. He can't get him to give it back to him. Imagine us trying to do that. Right. The day-to-day management of it.
Oh, and good point. And it is not any different than the road over here from Larry. When we did that, that was supposed to be a total reclaim. And when it got done, it wasn't. And I mean, it's the same thing. Well, we didn't figure that in. I'm thinking, well, that's what we said.
Well,
and I was assuming that's what the bids were. And then when it did get done, it's like, well, that's not what we had to do. I'm going, that's cool. Again, how much money would it cost to go and find out from our minutes, this is what we said, and go to court and find not win anything anyway, but it's the same thing. Every time you do one of these, the engineer just goes.
Alcott, we have 2 problems, the shouldering being one of them, that we decided to put in the walking paths, and we decided to pave the entire shoulder on the corners, because people keep turning the corners, and the decision was, when you reach the end of the pavement, you're in the ditch. There's no warning sign, there's nothing, it's just you're off the road, you're in the ditch. And if you get stuck, don't hug the ditch, you have 3 feet. So we knew that was part of the plan, and we knew that we were expanding the shoulder by 1 foot. So shoulder would be normally it's 2 feet of gravel. We paved an extra foot of it, so you have 1 foot of gravel. We knew, wasn't top of mind for all of us, but they knew that the road was increasing by 4 inches. I'm not skilled with geometry, but if the road is here and you have an angle of the ditch like this and you increase it by 4 inches, that angle is going to get steeper unless you add more material. Moreover, you took half of that gravel edge away, okay? So 1, they forgot to enforce, they told Central Specialties in the plan, but they didn't read it and they didn't enforce it to pave the shoulders on the corners. So it didn't happen. And the second was, they just said, well, they can shoulder the road, and when they did, they're like, well, you can't do it that way, it's not working because it's too steep of an angle. Well, you knew these things in advance, you could have planned for it, and you didn't. And now we're playing catch up. And the shouldering on the corners with the pavement, there's nothing more we can do. They paved it. We can't add to it, we can't, short of them going back and cutting it out, and then we've got seams in the road, there's simply nothing we can do. So my point, he's like, well, you didn't pay for the extra pavement. Yeah. Thanks a shitload. I mean, you're saving us $6 grand. Thank you for that. But we wanted it for a reason, and now we're not going to have it, and that's fine. we'll live without it, but we had a reason for it. So my point is it's a checklist that you go through, and yes, they can't be two places at one time, but they have a team, we paid them for a service, we didn't get it, and they're telling us it's okay. What about all the other things?
You know, hindsight's 20/20, I look at the same thing. If this road, there's special things on this project, there's a front page on the document that has both proofs that, you know, these are conditions that have changed on a normal road. On the front page.
Yeah, it was,
You know, I mean,
we couldn't have spoon fed it more.
I learned from my mistakes so that when I did the next project, I had one of those things. They do these all the time and they still. Anyway,
Yeah, we paid a
So
lot.
is this, we
I'm done.
So we paid them a lot of money for.
where does the 15% overrun come in?
But there's
Is that something that we could, you know, you take it out of there, or have we already used 19% of it?
So they built in a 15% overrun, but that's for all the project costs. But if you look at it, engineering is not on that list.
Really?
well,
There-
I'm with you, Jim.
I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second, whatever.
Arnie made a motion, Larry second, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carries. I amended it now. Thanks for listening.